pot this morning. I was just listening to a testimony of C.J. Stroud with the Texans of how he loves Jesus, and that's what drives his game. I have been pleased to see a number of our football players that are in the playoffs are giving the glory to God and are doing all things unto the Lord, and that's an awesome testimony. Purdy from the 49ers is an outspoken believer, and so it's fun to listen to him give God the credit for his success as well. Well, a policeman pulled me over and rolled down the window, and he says, "Papers." I said, "Scissors," and drove off. I win. Scissors always beats paper, doesn't he? Well, I mean, he must want a rematch. He's been following me for 45 miles now. Okay. I heard of a fellow that was arrested for plagiarism. He was accused of illegally downloading the entire Wikipedia. His response, or his plea, he said, "I can explain everything." Okay. What do a DJ and a policeman have in common? Well, they both tell drunks to put their hands up in the air. Okay. One more. A couple more. Officer to driver. "How high are you?" "Oh, no, officer." You say, "Hi, how are you?" Okay. Well, there's a lady standing out in the middle of a busy intersection, right out in the middle. Cars kept almost hitting her. Policeman got out to her and says, "Are you okay?" She says, "Yeah, I'm just wanting directions to the hospital." He says, "Stay right where you are. You'll be there soon." Okay. Well, I put a guide in the bulletin for scriptures to read throughout the week for families to read them. And now that we just go through it together in the mornings. Good morning, John. Good to see you on this morning. Beginning with Psalm 86, and I'm not going to read this whole thing, but if you're at home, take time to read the whole psalm. But in verse 5, it says, "For you, Lord, are good and ready to forgive, and abundant in mercy to all those who call upon you." I love that. We've been talking about the necessity of forgiveness, and that unforgiveness is a hindrance to our pursuit of God. It just cripples us when we have unforgiveness, bitterness, resentment in our hearts toward others. We talked about Joseph yesterday and how he was an example of choosing forgiveness when he could have been resentful, and how that each time that he was mistreated, that God rewarded him and his circumstances and promoted him to the top of the food chain. But it's amazing to me how many people get angry when you talk about their need to forgive, because they feel the pain of hurt from things said or done about them, to them, and they can't let go. And it's Satan's way of putting a roadblock in front of us in our pursuit of God and the blessings that he has for us. But notice here a couple of things. First of all, the psalmist says, "Lord, you are good." Remember when the leader of the Pharisees, the leader of the, what am I trying to say? The leader of the religious people, anyhow, Sanhedrin, that came to Jesus and said, "Good teacher." And Jesus said, "Why do you call me good? There's only one that is good, and that is God." There's only one that really measures up to the idea of goodness, of righteousness, of purity, and that's God. And the Lord, he is good. He is perfect in all his ways. And even out of that perfection, he's ready to forgive our imperfection. He's anxious. It's like he's standing there just waiting, like the father of the prodigal son, anxious to forgive our imperfection. And he is abundant in mercy. What is mercy? mercy is choosing not to administer what is deserved by the undeserving. He is abundant in mercy to all those who call upon you. You know, why should we forgive others? Well, when we understand what God's forgiven us, and we understand that God is perfect and good and righteous, and that there's no way that any of us come close to the standard of righteousness that He has, and yet He's ready and willing to forgive for those that call upon Him and show mercy to me, when I really grasp that, how can I hold resentment to others? That's important, that understanding of God, the understanding of me, and the understanding of God's commitment to connecting with me through His forgiveness and mercy for me. So, yeah, forgiveness is powerful, but it's also threatening. And for many, they'll reject it because they see it as unfair. They see it as unfair because they don't understand the nature of God and His abundant mercy. Well, that's a thought for today. May God bless you guys and give you the miracle of forgiveness after you've received, or because you've received, the miracle of mercy. Good morning, John, Marla. Good to see you all on this morning. This morning we're going to be unloading chairs here at the church as soon as they get here. That's kind of been a long time process, as many other things. But the new chairs are coming in to match the newly covered pews. And we'll have plenty of room for folks to come and to hear the good news about Jesus Christ. So you all have a wonderful day. And if you want to come to the party, just let us know. We'll let you know when the chairs come in. Blessings.